What's the scope of the Christian witness or outreach? How does Christian discipleship happen on the campus of?
Yeah. We have a Christian life program, and it's very active. It's been hard during the COVID crisis for that to be developed. But there's a Christian. There's a society that basically runs and plans the chapel services and Bible studies and all of the Christian programming that takes place on campus. And so that's where a lot of it happens. There have been some wonderful things that have happened in terms of Christian testimony and witness. And so, for instance, when they had this heavy bombing of the church in Peshawar and 81 people were killed, Forman did not close. Most Christian high schools and schools around the country closed in protest to that, but we were given advice not to do that because that's exactly what the Taliban wanted us to do. We stayed open, and instead we held a prayer service. And in that, it was led by our Christian life people. And it filled our auditorium of 750. And the majority of those that attended were Muslims. And it was a wonderful testimony to forgiveness and how, as part of our Christian life, we offer forgiveness in this. Christy Munir, one of our older faculty, Christian faculty members, was the recipient of a bombing in church when he was up in Islamabad years ago. There was grenades that were thrown into the church, and he was badly injured and had surgery in order to become functional, but really lost the use of his right hand. He was right-handed, but his right hand he couldn't really use. And he told the story one time in one of our things about reporters would get after him and ask him. And one of the questions they asked was, what would you say if you had the person who threw that grenade in front of you? What would you do? And Christy said, I would go up to him. He said, I'd put my arms around him. I'd give him a great big hug. And I would say, don't ever do that again. And that's the kind of Christian testimony that Christians have. We don't retaliate, but we forgive. And being able to characterize that publicly for people to see, I think, is a wonderful, wonderful testimony, and seems to have been very well received at the times that it's been able to be given.